Let's take a look at what happened today with Tesla. This was an eventful day, and we'll see what happened and what we could be expecting for next. We are going to look at the facts and then see how we can profit from those facts. So Tesla closed at 242.09, down $7.89. That's 2.25% down. Post-market, we seem to be down by further 45 cents. So let's take a look at the chart and let's see if this $7 down means that we have a new signal or is it just noise, the usual movement a stock has. So in order to understand if this is signal and not noise, we need to look at our channels. What channel is Tesla in right now? So Tesla is into a bullish channel. It is going higher. The channel started April 21st. We were not sure at the time that this was really going to be a channel on April 21st. We started to know it a little bit once we broke 273.79. And then once we started to go higher and closed over 295. At that point, we had made this low right here, but we had just made the second low. So this is at this point here that we knew that, okay, this is a bullish channel that we are in. So are we still into this bullish channel? This is what a bullish channel means. Within a channel, we have basically noise. So right now, are we still inside the channel with this candle that we had today? Yes, we are still in the bullish channel. So on the daily chart, we are still bullish. This is the rate of ascent that Tesla currently has. And it's going to have this rate of ascent until it gets outside of the channel. It cannot get much easier than this. And these channels last for a long time. We had one right here in December of 2024. It lasted until May of 2025. So it lasted for a good 5-6 months. And we can show you channels that have lasted for years. This one has lasted for years. Yes, it moved inside of it, but as a whole, the stock was stuck right there in that channel. So I can show you channels that are lasting years and years. So what you get from listening to this YouTube channel is that you are going to get which channel Tesla is still in. So we are still into our bullish channel. So Tesla is still bullish. Nothing happened today. Yes, we are down a little bit, but we can still be into this channel and come down to 305. We are still going to be in this channel. So technically, while we are in this channel, we are still bullish. Boom. End of story. This is the story on the daily chart. Stochastic is at 92. This is very high. RSI is very high. This is great. All of this is all great. So technically, everything is great. We had a little bit of fear last weekend because Moody's downgraded the United States debt credit rating. They are considering that the US has too much debt. So it has downgraded the credit rating. So the US will have to borrow at a higher interest rates in order to pay for its debt. This is not good news in itself. It happened in the past before, but this is not good news in itself. So we could have had a big impact on the stock market. And this is what we were watching today on Discord, sometimes watching at the 5-minute chart at the beginning of the day to see what would be happening. So let's go right away to the VIX. So when the VIX goes high, the stock market goes down. So the VIX opened higher at 3 o'clock in the morning. This is the time it opened, the Eastern time. So we had the VIX last Friday at 17 something, and boom, it opened at 1976. And you know what I think about the VIX above 20? I don't like it. If we are above 20, we should be cautious about going long because the market does not tend to go higher very much when the VIX is higher than 20. So we came close to 20, but fortunately we started to come down, and we'll see what happened with Tesla. This is the 1-hour chart. So we open on the 1-hour chart at 336, and on the 1-hour chart, we have a little bit more details. So we were into a congestion zone between 335.59 and 350. So this is where we were playing with. Within it was noise. So we opened above 335.59. This is what was expected. So even with the Moody's news on the weekend, we still open within the congestion zone. So nothing was new there. Then we started to go a little bit lower. So we switched on the 5-minute chart to take a look at what was happening in more details. So this is like a microscope. If you go into a smaller time frame, you see exactly what is happening. So that was pretty interesting. This is the first candle of the day right here on the 5-minute chart. So as I said, we opened higher than 335.59. Then we came back down. The low was at 333.37. So we started to close lower than 335.59. But that lasted only for 5 minutes. So for 5 minutes, we were lower. This was not looking good because this means that we could have continued lower, but then we picked it back up right away. The next 5 minutes, we came back above 335.59. So we were above, and then we stayed above and even continued higher and higher. On the 5-minute, we had set a new support because we have more details on the 5-minute chart. So we had a little bit of support at 332.65, and this held quite nicely. So the name of the game here was that we could have had a shorting opportunity because we had said on Friday that once we go higher than 350, this is a further buy. If we go lower than 335.59, this is a sell. If it lasts only 5 minutes, then this is a sell, and then you get stopped out. So one thing I want to tell you about is that you need to pick your time frame. If you are playing on the daily chart and you are looking at your stock every single day, not within the day that much, but at the end of the day, then you don't have to worry until we get outside of this bullish channel, as I mentioned, because we are supposed to zigzag into it. So if you play on the daily chart, you should be okay with moves like this. If you are not happy with having your stock be worth 343 and then going down to 307 or 326, then it means that you are the type of person that want to play it more tightly. So if you want to play it more tightly, you need to go into a lower time frame, and then once you pick your time frame, you need to wait for your 1-hour candle to complete, close below 335.69 in order to consider this a sell. If you consider this only because we eventually, during the first 5 minutes, went lower than 335.59, you could be very early if the stock continues to go down, but you could be totally wrong if it picks back up like it did. So this is why we should always wait for a candle to complete in order to make a decision. The candle length of time for it to close depend on the time frame that you chose. Okay, so I'm going into a lot of details here. So basically what happened is we opened higher, went lower in the first 5 minutes, and then we started to go higher. We stopped at 343, came back down, and then we made a higher low. So this was the low of the day at the beginning of the day. Then we had a higher low right here. And then we continued making a third higher low, and you have a bunch of higher lows right here. So this is what we end up with. So we have an ascending triangle. This is a common pattern. What should be happening is that we should be crossing 343. For those that want to play it very tight on the 5-minute chart, this is an entry tomorrow. If we close above the 5-minute chart with one candle above 343.09, then you can consider this a buy signal. On the 1-hour chart, you can still consider this a little bit of a buy. So a buy at 343 with a target at 350. So that's $7 right there. And if you are on the daily chart, like I said, on the daily chart, there's not much to work with here. We don't see the ascending triangle. We just see a new green candle, and we see that we have support at 326. So on the daily chart, if we close lower than 326, maybe this is a place that you can get out if you want to get out a little bit earlier than getting outside of this bullish channel, which could be a lot lower at 307. Okay, so I think I'm killing this horse quite well. Let's see. Let's take a look at the rest of the markets. As I said, VIX opened higher, but then cooled down a lot. So we are at 18. Last Friday, we were at 1730 or something like that. How we came back down very nicely. So this bodes well for tomorrow. Nothing's for sure, but this is boding. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. So Dow Jones finished higher today even. Look at this. Up 0.32%, 42,792. And look at where we stopped. Coincidence? I think not. Look at this. We are stopping right, pretty much right smack on this downward resistance. Once we break it, this is going to give another push to the stock market. SPX closed higher, 0.09%. Look at this. It's hard to, we have just barely broken above our bearish channel. So this is good news. Let's hope it continues. It's not a big break, but it's a break. NASDAQ, same thing. Look at this. They are stopping where they should stop. Once they break it, if they break it, then this is another trigger to get in a little bit more. Russell, the same thing. Look at this. Cannot make this up. Cannot make this up. These lines were there before today. Look at all of my videos. These lines have been there almost forever. So look at this. We are on the starting line. A resistance line does resists the price to go higher. Let's take a look at the rest of the market, the overall market. So it's pretty black, which is close to 0%. We have a bit more red than green. But overall, after this Moody's thing, I think we are doing pretty good. We'll see what the rest of the week has in store for us. Nothing's for sure. This is the stock market. This is art. And it's art because why? Because people are emotional. People are emotional. They have emotions. They can look at a piece of data and do something else. Case in point, right here. Earnings call for Tesla December 22nd. Bad earnings. 34% negative surprise in earnings and 9% negative surprise in revenues. What did Tesla do? Started to go higher. This was at 236 and then it started to go higher. We cut that because we looked at the 1 hour chart. So we cut it very early as it wanted to leave its downward channel. Stock market is all about emotions. It is about emotions. It is about expectations. And all of these emotions are making people buy and sell. And this is what we are analyzing here. Where is the tug of war between the buyers and sellers leading us to? And we can join in and follow the crowd. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.